Hello, glorious souls. Kellie here with your Soul Service Astrology update for the 25th of July. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and you'll get these every week. I'm a 13-sign sidereal astrologer. So the astrology that you're going to hear today is reflective of what you can see in the sky. That is astrology and astronomy reunited. That's the way that it was born many, many years ago. Humans observing their environment, even the species before us observing their environment and divining meaning from it. If you would like to work with me, there are a number of ways. Of course, yes, I do birth chart evaluations, but this week I have launched my Soul Service 2023 astrological planner. Yes. You sidereal enthusiasts, I will say it correctly now, sidereal, I'll say it without the Australian accent. Sidereal enthusiasts, we get our own planner in 2023. It will have the 13 sign sidereal moons with the signs. It'll also have the main aspect for each day. Yes, of course, I'm going to put some information in there so you can start to bring in your own interpretations and the energy for every single day. There is space to plan your day, your week, your month. And there's also space to play. After every single week, there's a double page for you to create. Now, the reason why I'm talking about a 2023 planner now is I'm bootstrapping this project myself and it's up for pre-sale so that we can get the planner designed and created and printed and hopefully in your hot little hands before Christmas. So if you would like to support my creative project, then the link is down below with all the details. Let's check out what's going on in the skies for the week of the 25th, Kel, get your numbers right. 25th of July. This is a pretty big week. When I was looking at each of the days, it was like, oh my God, this week. All right. So first of all, to begin with this week, I want you to take a step back into May. So May was eclipse season and it was Aries eclipse season. Just hold in your consciousness, hold in your heart, the things that burnt away during May. Was there something that you let go of? Was there an aspect of yourself that you let go of? Perhaps you were shunted a little bit more onto your life path. Perhaps you saw a part of your journey from a different portion of the spiral. So the way I look at our life journey, it's not necessarily linear, it's not even circular, it's more like a spiral. So you may come back around to particular events and look at them from a different angle. Now, it might be a lower angle or it might be a higher angle, but either way, you're still going to be learning things and evolving your consciousness and evolving higher towards your mission. And I'm going to get into that a little bit this week. So first up on Monday, I'm looking at my notes over here. We've got Jupiter square Venus. So Jupiter is in Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces carries the energy of this expansive mystic. We're getting curious and looking into our mystical intelligence. Now, our mystical intelligence is all of our intelligences in a divine harmony. Our body's intelligence, our mind's intelligence, our heart's intelligence, our intuitive intelligence, our emotional intelligence, and of course, our environmental intelligence, our creative intelligence, all these things sort of weave together in a beautiful harmony and a dance. And Jupiter in Pisces wants us to get really curious here. And if you are an entrepreneur, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to perhaps move into areas where you're like, oh, that's not real. Oh, what, you're talking that I have intuition, that maybe it can help me? Yes. Maybe you're already well accustomed with your intuition, but you want to expand into it more. This aspect may throw up a fear or an inattention between this inner knowing that there's more, you know, my intuition and the way my mystic works, I want to explore more. But down here with Venus in Gemini, our mind and our body, our mind in our body, might tell us, nope, not going there. We're just going to keep looking at surface level information. So really the challenge on Monday might be to ask yourself to explore a little bit deeper. Can I go deeper into my mystical intelligence, or am I just going to stay surface level? So that's Monday. Tuesday, we have Mars in Aries. We can see the energy building in Mars, the energy building in Aries, sorry. Mars is involved, of course. The energy building in Aries, but Mars is square Mercury. So Mars in Aries is really very focused, very vital, quite warrior-like. So this might also be heat in the body. It might also be anger and really wanting to direct our vital energy in a particular direction. But our mind down here is sort of saying, nah, that's too hard. I don't want to take that action. I'm just going to float over here and stay in my comfort zone, right? So we never went to war when it was comfortable. We always go to war when it's uncomfortable. And I know it's very hard at this point in our collective history to be talking about war, because of course there is war raging across our planet. And there's also a war with the collective to really fire ourselves up and take the existential climate and environmental crisis that we have threatening our actual existence and doing something about it. So use that sacred flame within you to fire up the mind and go, we can't always stay in our comfort zone. We may actually need to take action outside of our comfort zone and go and explore with Jupiter's help what that might be. And then we move to Wednesday, the 27th. Mercury moves into Leo. So Mercury, let's recap what Mercury, the energy of Mercury is. So Mercury energy is our mind, it's our intellect, it's logic, it's analytical, it's also how we communicate, and it's our storyteller. Now, in Leo, it's kind of like it gets to play a bit more. It gets to embellish, but not embellish in a lying kind of way, embellish in a divine or be an ornate divine language. So perhaps there's some ways that you would like to communicate that are and express that are a little bit more artistic, a little bit more outside your comfort zone than normal. There is quite a lot of evidence that we've lost words in the English language. So why not explore some lost words and how you could integrate that into your beautiful expression and creativity and how you communicate. And Mercury's going to be there for about 3 weeks before it then makes its journey into Virgo, which is going to be in Virgo for some time. So let's fire up our creativity and our expression with our mind's intellect, because of course the intellect gets to be involved with our creativity and expression as well, but also our artistry and our creativity. And that can come in through multiple different ways. So that's the 27th of July. Let's look at the 28th of July. So a couple of things going on the 28th of July, big day. First of all, I'm going to talk about Pluto opposite the moon. And then I'm going to talk about the 3 planets conjunct in Aries, which has been hanging around since last week, but Uranus and the North Node are exact here. So today is a very, very fiery energy day. So if you're listening to this the week before next week, get ready for a really fiery week. Now, when we speak about the elements and fire is energetic. So fire is burning away parts of our subtle anatomy, our energetic anatomy, to get us to come closer and closer to the truth of what we are. And the truth of what we are is that we're interconnected with everything and that we're pure consciousness. So what aspects of your ego are holding you back? With Pluto, the destroyer, trying to liberate us towards our truth, which is we are divine consciousness. How are you feeling? Are you hiding away in your home, just going, oh, it feels safe here. I don't want to look at my beliefs. I don't want to look at what's going on in the world because it scares me. I just want to stay at home in my comfortable space, right? That's not what we're being called to do at the moment. What we're being called to do at the moment is to try and harmonize between the two, making sure that you're safe and supported and that your nervous system is regulated while still also starting to, I want to say smash the patriarchy, but bring the structures down that are no longer serving you and us. So it starts with us, right? So if you can see aspects of the system that are not working, then that's where you start to work. And then we have Uranus and the North Node exact. So this is a really collective energy. The North Node is our mission. Now, this aspect hasn't happened for 61 years. Isn't it interesting if you look at the world at the moment? We have difficult relations between a number of planets, which was what was happening in 1961 as well. There was multiple different difficult relations between a number of, I said planets, countries, different countries. Hey, look, in the future, we might have difficult relations between planets, you know, like Star Wars. Or what is it? I don't know the other one. I can't remember the other name of the fantasy movie. Anyway, the North Node is really our mission this lifetime. And from a collective perspective, what did I say? Fire is burning us. It is burning us towards coming back into this realization that a part of our identity is that we are energy, that we are pure, unlimited consciousness. Uranus is the rebel, the disruptor. It wants change. So basically this conjunction is really firing us up. There may be significant shifts within the collective this week. We can certainly start to see how we're feeling very unstable. We're not feeling comfortable down here like we're in Cancer. We're feeling very, oh my God, we have to go out and do something and really focus so that we can change things, because things are changing very rapidly, particularly after the pandemic. We've got lots of war. We've also got extreme inflation happening in multiple countries, but all around that, of course, is what is happening in our environment. Now, I'm in Australia. It's significantly cold here. It's significantly hot in the Northern Hemisphere. It's unusual. We're getting a lot of rain. That's unusual. If you followed me for a number of years, you may have seen me online when we had smoke everywhere and really extreme bushfires. So we can see the evidence of what is happening. And so now we get to make the changes, but they're not comfortable. So the square with Uranus down here to Mercury is not comfortable. So our mind doesn't really like it. You know, oh, it's going to change things. So what can we do to ease those fears? They are just thoughts. They are just feelings. Seek support. There's a lot of Cancer energy at the moment, so seek support. Make sure that you're supported. Make sure that you have your basic needs. And of course, I'm definitely not suggesting if your basic needs are not met, it's hard for you to work beyond that. Your basic needs need to be met for you to work beyond that. So there really is a responsibility for those that have privilege to start to make the changes that we need to make to see a different world. And it's freedom for everyone. It's not just freedom for me or the privileged few, it's freedom for everyone. So that's the 28th of July. Thursday. Let's check out Friday. Now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's a lot going on. So first of all, Friday, Jupiter has stationed retrograde, and we have Neptune retrograde and Chiron retrograde in Pisces. So if we think back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the week, there's a real focus on our mystical intelligence. There's also a focus on our identity. Is being the mystic, is being divine consciousness part of your identity, or have you ignored that? And are there parts of your identity that could shift and change, because lots of people think, well, this is my identity and I get really focused on it and that's it. Like if you talk to someone who really likes their tropical astrological sign, they're really like, no, I'm this sign and I can't change. Well, I'm calling BS on that. You can change your identity. You can be whatever you want to be because you are divine consciousness. So have a reflection. Think about what being the mystic means to you. Encompass Chiron. Look at your healing journey. Seek out new information. Take a pause. Make sure that you are devoting yourself to something greater than you. And of course, I come back and saying it's freedom for all. It's not just freedom for the privileged, right? North node is square. So the north node, Aries and Mars, the north node, Uranus and Mars, oh my God, my words today, are square Mercury down in Leo. So as I mentioned before, the mind kind of needs to get on board with the changes that you're going to make. And the mind really loves to throw up scenarios where you can't do something. You can't do this and you can't do that. You can't make the changes that you want to make. You can't focus your vital energy on that. No, that's part of your identity. You can't do that. So when fear comes up, what can we do? First of all, you want to listen to it and ask it, is it really real? Is it a real fear or is it an unrealistic fear? And if it's just thoughts, then you can shift the fear. And as I've made mention, there is quite a bit of Cancer energy still at the moment. So go and seek support. And the aspect that does come in on Saturday and Sunday is this Jupiter trine the sun and the moon to a certain degree. So there is a lovely watery support for you while all these changes are happening. That's what's unique about this week, is that we're being called to strip away all aspects of ourself and come back to this divine consciousness, divine energetic consciousness that we all are, to make the changes so that we can start to live in a world that's free for everyone. But of course, things have to collapse and break down for that to happen and change. And lots of us aren't going to like those changes, but you can be supported by water. You can be supported by your mystical intelligence, be supported by nourishing food, by meditating, by walking in nature, by your loved ones, by your ancestors, by your art and your creativity, to hold you through this process of stripping away aspects of self, which is really what's happening. There's aspects of self-crumbling. Like, I would like to think it's also tropical astrology, and the dominance on that as a mainstream form of astrology is crumbling, and that people are realizing, oh, I have to open my eyes and look at the environment and allow the environment to be part of my experience. And that's what it means to be mystical. You have to be in connection with your environment, looking at the sky, looking at the seasons, looking at the moon. It's not looking at a computer program, even though I think that's quite funny because I am looking at a computer program, but it is reflective of what's in the sky. So that's starting to happen on Friday. And of course, it's going to carry through the weekend, but there's a couple of other aspects happening on the weekend. Saturn is opposite the moon and Mercury. And again, this is probably where the mind might throw up fears or limits, where it says, well, we'll just stay down here, we'll be safe, we'll just do the things that we know how to do. And with the moon there, it's kind of like, oh, I want to be comfortable. Oh, I've missed something, I'll have to go back. I missed the new moon in Cancer. I'll go back. I'll go back because, yeah, the new moon is here, isn't it? On the 29th. Oh, it's one of those days. All right. So we have a new moon in Cancer on the 29th of July as well this week. So I see it's a big week. I'm trying to keep track of all the things that I wanted to talk to you about. So with a new moon in Cancer, we've stripped parts of our identity, and now it's really time to start to set intentions towards, okay, well, how can we start to integrate that into my home, into my body, into my emotions, into my mystical intelligence? So know that the new moon energy is really supportive of the other things that are going on. So we have the two elements there. We've got this fire element energy and we've got this water element energy going on this week as well. All right, that's really all I needed to say about the new moon. So we step into Cancer season from the 29th of July. I wonder if you can feel the difference. So we've had Aries season, with the eclipse season in May, then we've shifted into Gemini season when we looked at it and tended to our soil. Then we've looked at Gemini, we've looked at our polarities, our inner polarities, quite energetic. And perhaps we can come into a harmony, a dynamic union between those polarities, ending that idea of separation. And now when we step into Cancer, it's really starting to integrate our new aspects of self, our soil, the important things in our life, the harmonization between our polarities, starting to integrate those. Because of course, if you're bathing in water, you can sort of start to fuse all those things together. Water sort of mixes things together. And know that all these things are holding you and nurturing you. And so you're tending to home, but not just home in a tangible sense, home in your inner realm sense, right? So that's what the next month is going to be about. So let's take a look. Let's go back to Saturn opposite Mercury and the moon. Saturn is our mastery. It's really wanting us to drive towards our success and our goals and our achievements. Now, this is our zone of genius. But what can happen is, in particular with when we're making significant changes in our lives, our mind will want us to keep us safe and do things that we've always done. So it's likely with the moon next door to Mercury is just go, oh, just stay down here and be safe. Don't think about what wisdom you have and the things that you've already achieved and how that can actually help you change and move towards your new goals and achievements. So if you do a pride list, the things that you've previously achieved, allow that to soak in to you and share with your mind the evidence that you are quite capable of achieving things and changing without the whole world completely falling down around you. As I've previously made mention, we've got really supportive aspect here from Jupiter over to the sun. So allow yourself to be immersed in water. Allow yourself to explore what it means to be spiritual for you, because everyone's spirituality is going to look different. And allow yourself to get creative at home. Maybe it's creative at home within your body, like you might dance. Maybe it's creative in your home. You might decorate your home. Maybe it's creative within your backyard. Whatever it is, do something nurturing and supporting, because that will really help with the fire energy that's sort of splashing around the place as well. We also have Chiron square Venus on the weekend. Chiron, as I've made mentioned, may bring up past healing. So you may have had particular events in your life that have left an impression in your mind and potentially in your body as well. So these might come up now. And what I would encourage you to do is use the other energy that's available to you to know that you've actually already overcome those issues, those things that you've healed. And the idea is to remember how you overcame them rather than going over the story. And that's what Venus in Gemini can do. It can kind of like to go over the story, and you might feel it in your body. So I would really recommend this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that you allow yourself to be supported by things that you love to do. Creativity, getting into nature, getting into water, moving, exercise, but it's got to be joyful movement and things you like to do, and clearing out junk, junk from our system, junk from our life, because the changes are happening and we just need to enjoy the spiral, not the ride, it's a spiral. So thanks for listening to this week's astrological update. I certainly hope you've enjoyed it. It was a bit of a merry journey for me today, stumbling over some of my words. This is recorded live, so you get it as it is. And if you would like to work with me, just check out the links below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Have a glorious week. Bye.